Gardening moment to the next with our gardening guide show. We have something so fun to talk about here with Gusta Garden. It is a self-watering raised garden bed with cover. It's on a sale price of $107.98 or 4 easy pays of $27. You're saving $24 off that original QVC price that was $129. We've got 3 different color options for you to choose from, but this is how you garden vertically. And look who's joining me. It's Kylie Watts. It's nice to see you.
Hi, Steve Doss. How
I didn't know
you
you were going to be here.
I know, I snuck it.
When I saw you over there, I was like, hey, Kylie's here. This is so cool. This is like your own personal little greenhouse.
It is exactly like your own personal little greenhouse.
I mean, so cool. So 3 different colors to choose from. Down in the front, we have the dark gray. And then next to it, we have the light gray. And then up here, we have the dark green. Well, this is cool. I need to know everything about this.
Okay, so first and foremost, Gusta Garden is how we call it.
Gusta Garden.
Gusta because this is made in the heart of Europe. This is a European company with super high quality materials that are bringing a lot of great planters this garden season here at QVC. Only place you can get them here in the U.S. too.
Nice.
Just a little PS.
That's
cool. This one we call Sammy Salad.
Okay.
And Sammy Salad was designed to actually have that raised garden moment, as you said, so that way you don't have to bend over if you're maybe having issues with dexterity.
Sure.
It's going to bring that garden up to you, but it becomes almost like your full little greenhouse because you have a cover that comes with it, so you could start sowing things and germinating lettuces and all sorts of stuff right now. Any threat of frost, you put this over. Any high sun, you can put this over. You have ventilation inside of here. But the whole thing about this line is that they are self-watering. So what that means for you is that it takes all of the guesswork out, because that's one of the hardest things when it comes to gardening is knowing when to water, how much to water. But with this, very uniquely designed. So I'm going to turn this to the cam so you can see. You see how it's got this really interesting design on it. That is because when it comes home to you, it's going to come with something called intermediate floors. Now these floors are going to go, and there's 4 of them, to raise up that bed. And what that does when you water it, it stores 4 gallons of water underneath here. You have a clear window so you can see exactly your water level as well. So you always know when you need to water, or maybe you're going away and you could maybe not have to water for a few days.
I love that. Very, very cool. So with our light and dark gray in the front, we have the wooden legs on, but then our green here, tabletop, no legs. So we have that option to either put it on the stand or not.
Exactly. Maybe you have a beautiful wall, maybe you just have a little patio and you want to elevate it up, you can do that. Or you can keep it totally without the legs too, which is great. That's how you water it, right inside of there with either a watering tank, watering tank
or can.
Or your hose. And you can see what it does is it's going to train those roots to seek out that moisture, making a more established plant. Because when the roots go down, that means the plant's going to be happier and healthier because it's going to have more roots. So that's what's really unique about this.
I love, love, love this. Specifically for those of us here on the East Coast, here in the Pennsylvania area where we see tons of deer, tons of rabbit and squirrel. Love them, but they also love to eat all of those wonderful plants and vegetables, especially if you wanted to go ahead and give it a try of maybe growing strawberries for the first time or a beautiful herb garden. You can definitely do that with this. This would be ideal for that, right?
Absolutely, because putting the feed on is obviously going to raise it up and help keep those critters out. Then, of course, we have the giant top too, again, which acts kind of like a little greenhouse. You see you've got the ventilation on it as well. That'll fit right over top of it too. So if the weather's not going to be great, you can put this on, but also if you want to keep it away from the critters, and we'll see this animation coming up that's really going to walk you through how great this is. So you could see whether it's your salad greens, your herb gardens, you fill it below with that water. It will hold 4 gallons. The plant's roots will seek out that water, establishing that plant even stronger. And then, of course, if you need to protect it, you pop this right on the top.
So cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Especially like for those of us who maybe just have like a deck and a small yard. This is perfect because then you could bring that garden up to you and really have that anywhere. I think that this is so smart, and on a sale price of $107.98 or 4 easy payments of $27. This is so very cool, especially for those of us who want to just give that gardening a try and maybe don't want to necessarily bend down to get down into the dirt. You can bring that right up to you with or without the wooden legs that it comes with. So 3 different color options to choose from: the dark gray, the light gray, or that dark green. This just makes a lot of sense. I think especially for like your edibles, I just think that that would be a really cool way for you to have like a little vegetable garden for yourself here.
I agree 100%. In fact, I actually have an 1.5 acre property, a little tiny house, but a lot of land. I've planted thousands of things in my gardens.
Yeah.
But when it comes to my edibles and anything that I'm growing, like tomatoes or herbs or anything like that, I love to do raised gardening on my little back deck right outside my kitchen door because it's right there. So whether you have the biggest of yards or a little tiny balcony, you can use this. And whether you are an expert gardener that's been doing this for years or someone just starting out, when you have great planters like this that take the guesswork out, it makes it so much more fun because you can kind of see, okay, it needs some water. You don't really have to guess.
Yeah, definitely. So without the cover, we're looking at 31.1 inches in length by 14.7 inches in width and 29.5 inches in height. With the cover on that you see with the gray, with the light gray down below, that's 31.1 inches in length, 14.7 inches in width, and 37.4 inches in height. So it's not too big, not too small. It's perfect. I love your idea of just having this right outside your back door, like right by the kitchen.
It's literally what I do.
You could just snip some basil maybe and right into the kitchen, into the pots. Like so fresh, so fantastic. And not to worry about any of those little critters coming in, any of the bugs. I mean, we're keeping the critters out, but we're keeping the nutrients in.
I was just gonna say that too. And one of the other benefits too when it comes to edible gardening is keeping it in planters like this, because oftentimes when we put it into the ground and we go to fertilize or feed, it seeps out into the ground, so our plants aren't getting all that nutrients. With this, you know, and there's some things that are really heavy feeders. Maybe you want to put tomatoes in this, you'd have to put a little cage to support it, but things that need to be fed often, it's better to have them in these kind of raised garden containers so you know exactly the nutrients that you're giving your plant and ensuring that they're staying in for the plant as well.
I didn't even think about that. You're right. We put something like that in like our garden beds or flower beds. Like you're sort of dispersing everything that you're putting in. But it's all contained here. So if we had this out in the sun and I put the lid on, is the sun still getting in with the lid on?
What it's going to do is it's going to give you that kind of dappled light, so it's not going to be those harsh sunny rays. So if you have it in an area that's getting all day sun, some plants like that, some of them don't. The added benefit of this too is it's going to extend your gardening season. So you could start right now getting things sowed and germinating out with little seedlings because you have that protection from the frost. And then also going into the fall, sometimes we have those threats of frost, but it's still nice during the day. This will extend that into the fall as well, which is really nice about this planter.
How cool is that? You're sort of tricking the system here with this one a little bit. This is awesome.
It's like your own little mini greenhouse.
It truly is. And that is so fun and exciting because you can continue to garden even when that frost starts to hit. Well, this is wonderful. $107.98, 4 easy payments of $27 with 3 color options for you to choose from here. The dark green, the light gray, or that dark gray with item M95585 from Gusta Garden. Right? Did I say it right?
You got it.
Perfect. The self-watering raised garden bed with cover. So good to see you, Kylie.
You too.
I'll see you soon.
Alberti the other day called it Gusty Garden.
Oh,
too,
Gusty Garden. So good. All right. Well, we have